So, Zach Cregger, he made Barbarian, he came back with weapons, and he's going to be making Resident Evil. Not a reboot, kind of a remake, but also not. Not overly sure what this is, but he has come out to say he won't be telling Leon's story. You guys have that story, he says. Which actually, kind of right. I actually don't see that much of an issue with this. The director, of Barbarian and Weapons has effectively just come out and said he's telling a new story in that world, basically. He doesn't want to retread the old ground, which I don't hate. Ordinarily, I probably would hate it, so maybe I sound a little bit like a hypocrite. But I think if done right, and this is always the linchpin, isn't it? If done right, it could be good. It's like, yeah. That works with anything. But I do think this could be quite good. And he does even say, it is obedient to the lore of the games. It's just a different story. So this is an article on Inverse where they obviously spoke to Zach Cregger. And from what I can tell, he wants it to be in the universe, in the world, but just its own thing. And I think there's room for that. I think there's space for that. And if anyone in the horror genre right now could do it, I think it's Zach Cregger. So hit subscribe if you want. I deserve it a little bit, maybe. You decide. Anyway, hit that thumbs up button as well. Let's take a look at this. So, Resident Evil Remake is not going to tell Leon's story, Zach Cregger says. It is obedient to the lore of the games. It's just a different story. And that right there, that is it. That's the thing that makes me go, okay, maybe. Maybe. That's that line there. That's the one that does it. So what does he say, or what does the article say anyway? It says, the people yearn for a no-frills adaptation of the Resident Evil franchise, but Zach Cregger probably won't be the one to make it. So the director of Barbarian and Weapons is inarguably the best choice to helm a live-action remake of Resident Evil, Capcom's gnarly survival horror franchise. His recent films already feel like love letters to the games. When he was named as the director of a new Resident Evil film, most assumed or hoped that he'd know just what to do to bring the saga back to basics. Elements of the games have been adapted loosely on screen, but fans are yearning for a more faithful version of the story they know and love, one that ideally involves legacy characters like Jill Valentine or Leon Kennedy. And as much as Cregger may love those characters, though, he's been adamant that his Resident Evil film will tell a different story within the world of the saga. So he says, let me say this. This is not breaking the rules of the games. I'm the biggest worshipper of the games. So I'm telling a story that is a love letter to the games and follows the rules of the games. Okay. That said, Cregger won't be retelling any story within the saga, though it will align with Resident Evil lore. Cregger's film is firmly outside of the characters of the games. Some of this, well, all of this actually does give me some hope. Quote, it is obedient to the lore of the games. It's just a different story. I'm not going to tell Leon's story because Leon's story is told in the games. Fans already have that. I don't hate that idea. No, I actually think that's quite a good idea. I do genuinely think that's a good idea. And I know loads of people, rightly so, will be concerned because they'll go, well, why not just tell the story from the games? And I agree. To a large degree, I do agree, because when people try to veer off, and in the past when people have said, well, no, it's true to the lore, it's 100% it's not. It's absolutely not. It's just not. Or it's tangentially connected, or just the most dog shit way possible. But I don't feel like that's going to be the case here. Zach Cregger, some people think he's a nobody, right? Because they've never heard of him. They had a bidding war out for weapons, a bidding war, and it went for astronomical money. Astronomical money. So, someone who is able to produce good movies, write good movies anyway, right, by himself, working within the confines of a universe that he, admittedly himself anyway, loves. Yeah, I think it could be good. I think it could be good. It doesn't reek of, you know, how do you do, fellow kids? Like some of the other actors that are like, like Vanessa Kirby. Vanessa Kirby, when she came out and was like, yeah, I've been studying astrophysics or some shit like that. You're like, shut up. No, you haven't. Obviously you haven't. And if you have, you've got the most basic, rudimentary understanding of it humanly possible. Shut up. This doesn't reek of that. This actually sounds positive to me, I think. So anyway, Cregger's comments align with recent updates from industry leakers who've suggested that his Resident Evil will feature a new original character, similar to Mila Jovovich's role in the first film franchise. If that troubles fans who were hoping to get Leon's adventures in live action and with a touch more fealty than 2021's Welcome to Raccoon City, Cregger has a simple solution. They can play the game, which is pretty brutal, but he's not wrong. So Cregger is assured in his approach, but the fact that he's following in the footsteps of the 2000s film series might not instill fans with much confidence. I disagree. I think if anyone has... I don't know, I disagree. I think this could be good. Well, I mean, anything could be good. But I think this could be decent. So, yeah, this newfound aversion to the straightforward stories is admittedly odd, especially with the success of, The Last of Us. But that's bombed now, so shut up. So yeah, I disagree. I think this is good. I actually do think this is decent. I don't see an issue with this. I think this is pretty decent stuff. So there you go. He's not going to, but it's obedient to the law. So if someone loves the games and they're being honest, and it is going to be obedient to the law, then that's good. There's no reason why Leon's adventures happening over there means you can't tell a story happening over here. There's just not. You could do that, and it could work really, really well. And that's what I'm hoping for, right? Leon or whoever else from any of the games. Their story's happening over here. It's there. But we know something. We're following a story from over here. Because obviously there's so many different situations that be happening in that world. Why can't we explore what else was happening? Why not? I think it could work. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because Weapons was bloody good going, to be honest. So leave your thoughts down below. Bye now.